Hello. Today's video will be how to inventory your paper money and currency collections in EasyCoin. Over the years, we've had customers who've inventoried their US, Canadian, and world collections in EasyCoin. We've received a fair number of requests to create videos to show users how to create this, so here it is. EasyCoin is extremely flexible and will allow you to inventory all your currency and banknotes quite easily. Let's show you how. On the screen right now, I have some US currency that I've inventoried, but I'll show you how to do that from scratch. So the first step is to create a file to hold your entries. We go to File, New, and we give it a file name. Now I've already created this file, but I'll show you how it's done anyways. So you give it a file name, so you can call it USA currency, and use the same name for the country reference, and description you can type in whatever you like, but again something meaningful is usually best. And what we do now is we leave the grades and denominations blank for now. We'll create them after we create the file. And you would click on Create, and you can select an image file. In this case, you would select USA or whatever country you happen to be creating. So let's go to United States. And you would click OK. Once you create it, you would just go to File, Open, and select the currency, the file that you've just created. So here's the one that I've created previously, but I'll show you how to make some entries. So in this case, I've entered a 1935 silver certificate with certain information, and we'll get into the details as to how I did that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a brand new entry. So first thing I'm going to do is clear the screen by clicking on the eraser icon. Just keep in mind that whenever you hover over any of the icons in EasyCoin, you will see down at the bottom a hint as to what it does and how to actually perform the function. So I'm going to clear the screen, so I have a now fresh screen. Now, one of the things that you need to do before you start inventorying coins is to set some grades for use within this file, and we do that through the utility menu and click on Grade Configuration Editor. So you can see here these are all the master grades that are available in EasyCoin. What I did is I chose Group 2 from this side here, and then you click on this arrow here to move them over into this particular country's list of grades that you'll be able to choose from. And I also chose Group 1, which is the standard fine, extra fine. And I actually added one custom grade of VF35 in there. And then what you do is you save it. If you need help on this particular topic, it's described in quite detail in the manual, or you can just hit F1 on your keyboard to bring up the help menu, and it'll describe again in detail as to how you do that. But I'll leave that. It's well documented. Okay, so now we've entered some grades that we can use for our database. Now we can begin to add some banknotes to our file. The key fields that must be entered for each entry are the denomination and year. For type and reign, use meaningful descriptions like silver certificate, gold certificate, or Federal Reserve banknotes, etc. Whatever is relevant for the country that you're working on. And your entries will be remembered for future use, so you don't have to retype everything. If we click on the drop down, you'll see some of the denominations that I've entered in here, and same with the years that I've actually typed in. Okay, so in the variety field, you can enter any details if they are relevant, but it's not required. So the next thing you would do is you would save the record by clicking the blue check mark. So I have already scanned a US $100 bill that I'm going to enter into Easy Coin. So let's do the following. So for denomination, I'm going to type in $100. And for the year, that was 1934. And if we look at the image again, this is a Federal Reserve Bank note. So we'll go back here and we will add Federal Reserve Banknote, which is one that I had already entered. And then you click the blue check mark to save it. And actually there's one other thing that I want to do. In the mint mark, it's actually the city of issue, and in this case it's St. Louis, Missouri. So I'm going to type that in, and now we can add that entry and save it. So we've now added that particular banknote. We can now use the designer field for the signature on the note and enter the note serial number. So for the designer on the banknote, it's Julian Morgenthau, and I enter that down here. And then what we also want to do is enter the serial number, which is from the banknote, and we just enter that here. Let me switch back to Easy Image, and you can see there's where I got the serial number for. And this is where I also got the issuing bank, which says down here, St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. Now what we want to do is I'll show you a couple of things that you can do for catalog numbers. One of the most commonly used catalog numbers for US currency is what's known as the Friedberg number. And what I did here is if you left click on this label here, you will be able to rename it. And it was catalog ID number 1, but I changed it to FR space number, and you can copy that to all 4 fields so that you can that's how it'll show in your reports. Okay, so then if you know the Friedberg number, you could just type it in. In this case, it's 2152H. I have a catalog here that I got that number from. If you don't have one, you don't have to use it. And then we can either save that record now, or we can just wait until we do some more things. Now, there are 2 ways to change this catalog number here. The other way, is to go to the Options menu and click on Change Country Field Labels, and you'll see that we get the same window as if we had just left-clicked here. But there are 2 ways to get there. For Canadian collectors, you could also set that alternate catalog number to what's known as PIC numbers, which is widely used catalogs for Canadian paper money. I'm sure there are many other possibilities for other countries. Another popular one for US banknotes is the Krause-Lemke numbers, or the KL numbers for short. So we can now go and set the prices for this particular banknote that we're going to enter in there. So we can select the grade of the note from our list. In this case, I'm going to use very fine. And then I'm going to enter the market value, which is $150. Now, we can also set other values in there, such as who it was graded by, if it's a graded note. So the way you do that is you right-click on the selected row and click Edit Selected, and then you can enter your quantity, which we already have, and then there is 1. And then any comments that you have, a location if you've got it stored in a particular place in your collection, and then the graded by You can choose whoever it is that the graded this particular note. I'll choose PMG for now. And there's our particular entry. Now, now we can add our images to if you've scanned them or if you have an image of your note. And the way you do that is you right click on the image here, which brings you up to the image links window. And I've already scanned this note in Easy Image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and Control A to select that image, and then Control C to put it into the Windows clipboard. You can use any image editor that you're comfortable with that will allow you to cut and paste into the Windows clipboard. So then I switch back to Easy Coin and click Paste. And then what I'm going to do is give it a file name for the obverse image. And then I'm going to go back to Easy Image and grab the reverse side, Control A and Control C, go back, click Paste, and now I'm going to give it the reverse image name and click Save. And now we've saved that particular banknote in our database. So it's really quite simple. You can use all the features that you see and are familiar with in EasyCoin. You can duplicate records, you can run reports, all the standard things that we've done before. So I'll show you. I'm going to run a quick stats report for the coin or the banknotes that I've inventoried here so far. And I think I've done 4 of them. Let me just move this over so we can see it. And there's the notes that I've added so far. And then you can also run, one of my favorite reports is the grades report. So if you go to Search, Grade Search, click Find. Oops, got to select all the grades. And then click Find and Show, and now we have all of our banknotes that we've entered. We've had one customer who has over 17,000 entries in his U.S. and Canadian and worldwide banknote collection. If there's enough demand, we may issue a supplied database for U.S. and paper money, but we'll see how it goes there if there's enough demand. But again, as you can see, there is the usual tools that you find in EasyCoin. Let us know if you have any questions. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.